Hey everyone, I'm Grahtles and welcome back to the 8th episode on the best way to start your game in Satisfactory. So today, I have something a little different. So let me jump in and show you. So in this, we are doing a bus belt system. Let me go ahead and show you what I got into first to get to this point. So we actually did the space elevator parts the last time, and so we unlocked tiers 5 and 6. So with that, let's come into our hub and let's click in here. So I completed the jetpack. I already had the motors, even though I'm not making any. Yes, I could be, but I'm not. I had them from crash sites and I can make them by hand. I did the oil processing. I did this on purpose so I can unlock our extractors and our refineries so I could do logistics 4. So I just set up a quick, easy extraction to make rubber so I can unlock logistics 4. I had the encased beams and I have the modular frame, so no problem. So once I got logistics 4, I wanted to make this belt system that kind of went around the inside of our city. And what this does is, let me show you. We have some stairs here. Catwalks are your best friend. I'm going to tell you now. Make a lot of catwalks. But anyway, let me go into photo mode. Alright, so here we are. So what this belt system will do is it'll push and pull in different directions. I have them alternating in different directions. And everything I've made, I have coming in on these conveyor belts and conveyor lifts. And they're getting merged onto this belt system. And this way, when we go to make new factories, and say we need, say we want to make stators, and I'm going to make a stators factory. I'm going to be able to pull the wire, and I'm going to be able to pull the pipes into our new factory right from this belt system. Now it's not going to be flawless. Flawless is if you have the amount of things you need. Now we have to upgrade a lot of our things. We're still working on 270 belts in a lot of these, and we're up to 480, so we can pump a lot of this stuff out and make it more quickly. But for now, this is what we have. I've been setting this up. Let me go into, don't mind this. Let's recouple. I made this with a blueprint machine. What I noticed is that the belts do not connect with your blueprints. They are just, they're bad. They don't work. So they'll come in and then they'll stop. So let me go ahead and show you what I blueprinted to start with. So let's drop down here. I'm going to set up a blueprint machine, which I had took down. And once that loads in, I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to load my first blueprint, which was the the belt bus pillars. So I did this with pillars to lift it off the ground. Eventually I'm going to be training some stuff in, and I want the trains to be able to pass through easily. Plus I want to walk. And so I put these belts on here like this. And then I set the blueprint, and then let's clear it. Let's load the next blueprints. This is the belts bus. So what I did was delete the pillars and just left the belts. And so I connected the belts to the ones that had the pillars. So this way we would have wider gaps. The problem is the belts do not connect nicely with the pillars, or just the belts themselves. The belts do not connect well with the belts. And so I ran into this issue where it would stop. And so I had to re-put in each belt every time it hit a line that wasn't put in manually. So my suggestion would be is to set up this. And then every so often, So you could line these up because this is a 4x4. So I put them on the ends here like this, and I would set them up like this and then leave a gap and manually put in your belts. Does it take a long time? It does. But in the end, I find I gotta get rid of this. This is driving me nuts. There we go. I find that the belt system, the bus belt system, works excellent. Because everything's so convenient. If you need something, you make something, you add a belt, you merge it onto the belt system, and then when you need to pull that item, you use your splitter and remove it when you need it. So this is the best way to use, I think, the blueprints to set up a belt system. So it will aggravate you, it will drive you nuts. Where you don't want these pillars, you can take them away. Now I also set up something else. So clear the blueprint designer, load the blueprint designer, and I will load the one pillar. So I also made one pillar. You could just do one pillars. And why I needed this is, let's come down to the end here and I'll explain. So these outside, I made these 4 wide, and these are wide enough to add your mergers and your splitters without them bumping into each other too much. And also down in here, I had put a pillar, the one pillar, over here because the extension of this over to here was too long. And so I put it down on the inside square here, and this way I could bring my belts to this end here and then connect them to here. So all these I don't have an issue with because I manually put them in, but everything in between I did. So that is where, yeah, it's a problem. So now I plan on putting in a train system, which actually I'm probably gonna ask my friend to help me with because he's the train expert. Jemson is his name. We share a Discord together, and he is really the train expert on this. And so I'm gonna ask him to do our next episode or the episode after. When we start making plastic and rubber, he's gonna put me in a train system that will be beyond amazing. So this is where the train system is gonna end up going. And I'm going to end up taking out these pillars. So let me show you how to take these pillars out fairly easy. So we're going to press F, and then I'm going to press G once I'm holding on to these pillars, and it will only delete the pillars. So just be careful not to hit the outside pillars, and then you can move around. And if you hold Control, you can select more than one. And there we selected all the pillars, so they're gone. So now I want to press G on the pillar supports. We're going to get rid of those. Boom. And then I want to get rid of these conveyor poles. So I'm going to press G again and Control. And I'm just going to go along this line right in here. And then I can delete all that. And then I have a nice clean opening for my train to come in. And eventually I'll remove some of these as well. But anyway, that is the best way I could say to set that up. Alright, so this is the bus system we have. Is this pretty? No. But there is a cleaner way to do it, and I'm going to show you how to get these to merge the items on a lot cleaner than what I've done over there. It's funny, the more you do, the more you learn, the better ways you figure out how to do these things. Hello, buddy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get in. I think we're gonna merge in encase beams. So I'm just gonna, I know this is not pretty, but it's fine. We're gonna go up above. Now let's jump here. There we go. All right. So once we get up here, I'm gonna actually merge this to this side. We already have these two merging onto that side. So what I'm going to do is just spin this around, drop it down to there. And so this is going to come out to this. I'm going to click on here, and it's not going to sit pretty, of course. There we go. I'm just going to come over that way. And this is going to come onto the corner. I don't want the corner. So we're just going to come over to this side. And that's going to hit the electricity. So I'm thinking somewhere around here. So we're just going to take this along. And this will make it so much easier when we want to merge. And a lot cleaner and neater. Those got really messy for me. And I will probably clean them up eventually. Just, I'm getting a headache from doing this. So, yeah. Alright, so here we are here. I gotta figure out where I want to merge. Let's back this up one. Where I want to merge the encased beams. So I got the pipes and the beams there. I got rotors and cables there. This spot looks like a pretty darn good spot. So I'm going to drop in onto my catwalk. And we are about... Whoa! I just fell off. It never fails. It never, ever, ever fails. We're going to climb back up there. I'll be right back. Alright, here we are. Alright, so I'm going to merge this to this one right here. So I'm going to press 8 and I'm going to press E. And I'm going to look about where I want to merge this. Here should be good. And then I got to do that run all over again because I got to go back over to the other side. Alright, so I put the merger right there. What I'm going to do next is press 7, which is our lift. And it's fine if it goes through the catwalk. It's fine. And I want it to be up 1. So that's level. That's up 1. I'm going to grab 3 and we're going to come straight down into here. When it turns blue, I know I can click it. Now that is off center. So it curved at the end here. And that is because it's on straight. So I'm just going to fix that up. I'm going to set this to default. And come right down the center here. I'm going to press R to make it straight. And now come down right here. The center of this. We're going to keep going. And pop it right into there. So now our encased beams are coming up. Now I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to get rid of all of this. So I'm just going to press G. So I don't dismantle anything else by accident. And then I'm just going to go along and get rid of all this. I can't quite reach the other thing right there. It's fine. But next I'm going to press G on these conveyor poles. And I'm just going to run back. Let's hit Control. We're going to run back. And try to get all these conveyor poles. That should be all of them. So we get rid of the conveyor poles. And then we can come on up and I'll show you how we're going to fix up the mess that I made with the blueprints. So this staircase only goes to here and not up to there. So what we're going to do is, let's see, can we do that? And then we can take this. This needs to be fixed up. I will be making a better one, but that is fine for now. Let's go ahead and go to where our encased beams are coming in. And there they are there. So as you can see, this length is broken. So we're going to just go ahead and redo the broken parts. So this will start bringing these down, and you see, they just stop. They're a little bit of annoyance with these blueprints. I really don't know why, but the blueprints just do not work with the conveyor belts that good. So it's fine though. I don't mind doing this. It's just an annoyance. I do mind. Who am I kidding? I mind. I don't want to do this. I set up blueprints. That's what I set up blueprints for. And I got to do all this. But it's one of those things. It is. It's fine. Just going to continue to do this till we get to the corner, because I know the corner will work. I actually did some of this before, so that helped. And this should take it all the way around, because this was all manually put in until I get to a certain point, of course. So why these catwalks in between each of these is so important. And this does these three, and then the other do the bottom. It's easier to get in here and do stuff like this. Any kind of merging or splitting, changing belts. Sometimes you'll find that you'll connect to the wrong belt and you'll have a mess. And it's very hard to get up here and see what you're doing. And climbing these conveyor poles don't work very well. So yeah, the catwalks are excellent for getting access to this very easily. And we're almost done. This is a rather large bus. What I would like to say though is you can use this throughout your city, or you could use it in a factory. So if you make, say, an irons factory, and you make plates and screws and rods, and you want to make rotors and stuff, you could actually set up a belting system right in your factory to bust those around your factory to pull from to make your rotors, your reinforced plates, and your modular frames. I did not do that. I kind of made all the... Alright, there we are, finished. I kind of made all the basics, and I'm just merging them now. And I actually got a question, why didn't I make a motors factory? And this is the reason why. I was saving my motors factory for when I got the Mark IV belts. So this way, I could actually make a new factory for stators and a new factory for motors. And this way I could pull from my belt system. So I'll be able to set up a stators and a motors and rotors and stuff like that. I also have over here is our quartz. So I have silica, and I do have quartz crystal, and I do have, I think, the SAM, automated SAM, I don't know. Anyway, those got to be put out and put onto these belts as well. But otherwise, everything except for our modular frames is on here. So this is why I prefer to do the bus belt system. Now, I will set up a small factory. I will show you when I set it up how we're going to pull off of this to get what we need to make what we need. And then once we're done, the product will go back onto the belt system. Now, as it is here, these are 4 wide. And let's 4 wide. And they are 5 tall. We can add on to these just by adding another conveyor pole. And what that will do is we can make it as high as we want. We can add another line of them on the inside if we wanted to. Oh dear, that was bad. In here, we can make it wider, make it deeper. It doesn't really matter. We have this main structure set up so we can do this. So we have 20 belts to start with. So that's not too bad. Another thing I want to do is I'm going to head over to our power, and I want to show you something over by our coal power. So here's our coal setup, and it was mentioned to me that I was using way too many nodes, and I was overclocking, because technically 240, which is what the miners were doing, would do 16 of the power plants, because they take 15. So 15 times 16 is 240. And so, yes, so I did end up taking out one of the thing. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not. I put it in, and sometimes I'll go by the numbers as best as I can. Sometimes I don't really care. I'm not using the coal for anything else right now. But anyway, I ended up adding another row to make a little bit more power till we got to oil. So that is, I'm listening to you guys. I'm not perfect. I overdo it rather than underdo it to make sure I have enough. So that is why I ended up doing what I did. The belts only carry 270, and yeah, I mean, I did what I did, and it's done, and we are having no issues. Also, he did tell me I needed to wrap this around because I would get a starving power plant on the end, which does happen, and I usually run it around, but for some reason I didn't that time. See, with these going into different ones, they're fine, but with that one, it was just wrapping around the front. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that I listen. I do listen. So thanks for telling me, and I appreciate it, and I fixed it. So there we go. All right, so I set up a quick little stators and motors factory. So I have 3 of each, and I ran the lifts to the top of the building. Now you could do this any way you want. I just found that running it to the top is fine. I don't mind seeing the belts out. I'll fix those nasty little mess ups over there because they are ugly, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a 1 meter and we're just going to go across. Now over here, we're going to have the stators in-house, so they'll be coming to the 1, but this one we're going to need the rotors. So let's come over to here. We're going to just extend this across. 2, 3, 4, we'll do that. See where we're at. The rotors are right there. I see them. They happen to be on top, which will make it easier for us, which are right there. So I'm going to do 1 more. And now the rotors are right there. Let's come to where it's blue. There we go. So just when I think it's perfect, I'm going to come up 1 more, and I'm going to hit 3 and just come straight. There we go. So we know that's going to be fine. That looks straight to me. All right. I like to get a reference in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in straight, and it will connect to this with no problem. It'll just be off center a little bit here. Let's come back. And there we go. All right, so we have our rotors coming in now. And obviously we won't have our stators, but you're going to delete all of this. So I'm just going to press 8. And I'll clean up the rest later so you guys don't have to suffer through it. But again, we're going to do the same thing here. Now, as you can see, this might come into the corner depending on where our wire and our pipes are. So let's go ahead and do this. We got the foundation. We're going to go to 1. Just going to take that straight. And I think we could use that 1 to bring in both of them. So let's go ahead down. All right, let's come down and see where we are. All right, so pipes, I believe, are over here. Yeah, the second row down. And wire is the second row down here. So we could pull from this side, and we could pull from this side. Let's see where we are over here. That's pretty good, but I think what's going to happen is, because it's on this curve, we might get it. All right. We might have to jump down. Let's make sure we are where we're supposed to be. Let's see. There we go. So we want to make sure it's blue, obviously, because the yellow did not work. So that is where our pipes are. Let's come on to this side where our wire is. And we'll come about even. Let's see. We know this is there. Let's come this way. Out there. That should be fine. All right, now we have to get back up. Now, this is where ladders come in handy. If I grab a ladder here, I can walk to the edge over here and bring this right to here. And I could use this to get back up, which is excellent. All right, so 7. I'm going to bring this up. And remember, come a little higher than you think you need to come. There we go. You come from the inside of this one. That is just going to be off a little bit. No worries, though. Let's come a little higher. So remember when we came here, we're going to go there. Just going to bring this back so it's easier to bring in, because they're going to get deleted anyway. So it's not a problem. There we go. Okay, so let's press 3. That is a little higher. Yeah, it's fine. I think that's fine. We'll do that. That's too low. Again, just when you think you got it, you don't. It happens. So, if you're having issues like this, the best thing to do is put another foundation there. Grab that. Put it down here. And then use this as your guide. Now that... Come on, why won't it grab the conveyor belt? It doesn't want to. So yeah, it just seems to be. That's just the way it is. I'm going to press R. So I do want this to come in. I don't want it to be that high. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to come in lower. I'd rather it dip a little. Sometimes with these foundations, it's hard to tell what's kind of what. Let's try there. Yeah, that's much better. I don't know why the other ones seem off. It's fine. We're just gonna run this back. It's one of those things. If you're very particular, it might give you a problem. But if you're not that particular, you can get away with it. So let's do this. Back it up. And that should go... Ooh, it just comes up short. Oh, no. We ran out of encased beams. Alright, we ran out of encased beams. I'm going to go grab them, and then we'll go ahead and finish that. Alrighty, we're back. Let's go ahead and grab the belt. And put it right into there. Perfect. Alright, we'll go grab these others. Do I like coming in like that? I don't think I do. Let's fix this up. I don't like the way that looks. I'm gonna come here. And then let's go ahead and grab it again. So, we're gonna grab that. I'm gonna put it on default. We're gonna run up this middle here. Alright, so now I got our stators or rotors in. I will delete these pieces afterwards and show you what it looks like. But let's go ahead and get some power to this and run what we're gonna need to the other. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna press Q, power. I'm gonna grab this outlet here. And I'm just gonna put it there. I'm gonna put one on the inside. Somewhere around here. And then we'll put some on the ceiling here. One here. And one about there. I'm going to press 2. Because that is my lines. I'm going to grab that. Put it to there. And then I'm going to hook up the machines. And then I'm going to grab this one. Go out to the outside. Connect it to here. And then connect this to our power there. So now everything should be up and running. I see our wire and our pipes are going in to our machines. There we go. We're going to start producing that. Next, I want to take 2 of these and bring them to our motors. And one of them is going to go out and go to our belt system in case we need stators for something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press 8, which is my splitters. I'm going to make it a merger. And we're going to come out that way. And I'm going to put it right in between the 2 of these. That is not quite even. Although it is getting dark in here, so I'm going to press H. Let me see where we are here. Let's move it a little bit that way and a little bit that way. Much better. We're going to put a lift here. And right before we hit that ceiling, we'll go there. And then we want that to come into there. So, I'm going to press 3. I want it on straight. So we're going to come to about there. Go into there. So now our stators are going to start going over and into there. There they go. They're getting lifted up. Perfect. Alright, so I'll worry about putting the other one to there after we're done. We are being able to make motors now. And then we will take our motors and put it out to there. But I don't think I need to show you all that. I think you guys have the idea of what we're doing. And so I don't want to keep you going and get you bored. So anyway, that is how the bus belt system is going to work for us in the future. And every factory that we make is going to go along this belt bus system. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope you maybe learned something new or just found a different way to do it. I am going to clean this stuff up, so by the next episode you will see it a lot neater, a lot cleaner. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. The next episode, let's take a look. We are going to probably do some oil power. So let's take a look. So I think we're ready for some oil power. And we definitely could use some plastic, and we can definitely use some rubber to get through some of the milestones we need. Now, we need petroleum power. What we have to do is start setting up for that. I did a quick and dirty one just to get plastic, rubber to open up the last one. And to unlock the petroleum power, we're going to do the same. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next episode. And if you like my content and you want to see more, please click that like button, subscribe, do all those good things. I really appreciate it. I do have memberships and gifts. And, if you join the membership, I will put an episode out and you'll get to see it ahead of time. I'll do it early. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.